Gens, a little late night cutting board action. That's what's up. We got the new table saw. I'm gonna let you guys choose. I'm gonna let you guys choose the wood. We're definitely doing maple. Definitely doing maple. But I can't make up my mind between canary wood for the other wood or leopard wood. That's if anybody even comes on here. Anybody there? Not yet, huh? We'll give people a few minutes here. While that's happening, I got a cold. We got one person watching. Who's that one person? Speak up. Where are all the guys at, man? Man, notifications suck. That's beastly. I gotta get the vacuum hooked up to it. Gotta get the old shop vacaroonie. Oh my lord. That's the problem with low ceilings down here. I'm constantly hitting my lights that I got hanging up. What up, Sharush? What up, what up? I gotta get the vacuum hooked up. Give me 1 sec. What do you think about this bad boy, Sharush? Huh? Look at this bad boy. This is a thing of L-butyia right here. Oh, it's so sweet. It's so sweet. This is a pretty cool feature right here at this table. Boom. See you later. If you don't need it. I like it up because I always like a little bit more room. This saw, no. This saw is definitely not for Rush's pile, unfortunately. All right, we got 28 people watching. All right, guys. Well, I got a lot of cutting boards I got to make. I got to make some for Christmas gifts and that type of thing. I'm definitely using maple, okay? But I'm stuck between leopard wood. You see the leopard? See how it looks like a leopard? Leopard wood. Or canary wood. See the reds and the oranges in that? Ain't it beautiful? That's canary wood. And honestly, the picture doesn't even do it justice. That's how nice it is. So I'm going to let you guys choose. We're definitely using the maple wood, which kind of looks more white as like the base wood. And then which one of these two should be like the secondary wood in the cutting board? Which one? Leopard wood or canary wood? Put it in the comments. Yeah, I spoke to Christina. That saw is for Sharush. I don't care who you spoke to there, Juan. The saw is mine. And seeing how I just sold my Milwaukee Fuel table saw, this thing's staying for the long haul. I'm making a cutting board, Sharush. Leopard. Well, we got like 20 people watching, but nobody's commenting. Maybe I should have put up a poll. Well, while you guys are figuring it out, can I put up a poll? Let's see. Do I even remember how to do this? Let me see here. Polls. Do we... Start a poll. Okay, ask a question. Add option. Add option. Okay. Which wood? Option. Lep. I'll put lep for leopard. And I'll put can for canary, okay? Make it easy. Done. Start pull. I don't know why it put yes or no in there. I don't want yes or no. Don't vote yes or no, guys. Okay? Can I move this stupid thing? Can we move this up over here? Or up over there? Wow, people are digging the leopard wood, huh? Digging the leopard wood. Just to give you guys another visual, that's leopard wood. It's very expensive wood, but it's very pretty. It's very pretty once you oil it up. And then this is canary. Also very pretty. Not as expensive. More in the cheaper hardwoods. Exotic hardwoods. Whoever voted yes or no, like, guys, that makes no sense. I don't know why that's even in there. So far, leopard's winning. 6 votes. How do you even, guys, is that poll in the middle of the picture screen for you guys too? Or is it just me? All right, we're going with leopard wood. Poll bye-bye. All right, let's get the cutting. Going with the old leopard wood. Let me put the other wood over there. Now, my planer is only 13 inches wide, okay? I'm gonna go get another cutting board that's almost done that I gotta finish off tonight. Now, my planer is only 13 inches wide, okay? So, I can only make a cutting board 13 inches wide. But, I can make it as long as I want. This one here is 14 inches on the dot. Okay? We'll just go with that again. We'll go 14 inches long. Push this over here so that way I can turn the vac on and off. So if we're going with leopard wood, we'll make one nice thin strip here. We'll get the, hey guys, watch this. You ready? Oh, look at that fence. It's crazy, right? All right. Let's do some ripping. There's the one piece of leopard wood we're going to use. It's amazing. I start doing this stuff and everybody goes bye-bye. We had like 50 people watching there. Okay. Now we got to cut the maple to size. Let's see here. Because I'm only going to use this one strip of leopard. That's it. The rest is going to be white, and there's going to be one strip of leopard in there just to give it a little, accent. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And this is going to be a little bit bigger too, so that's good. It is a touch bigger. Then when I'm about ready to split this in half. So that's good. That's what we want. Let me see here. How wide is this? It's supposed to be 3 inches wide, and it's not. I don't know why they call them 1x3s, but they're only 2.5 inches wide. So that means we need 1 1/4 to be right on exact. So we'll get 1 1/4 here, like such. That's dead on in the middle. Okay. Nope, I haven't gotten that far yet, Roosh. I haven't had time to really dabble in that. I want to. I've made attempts making different stuff. It hasn't turned out the way I wanted it, and I've made that into other stuff. But hey, that's how it goes, right? You make stuff, you learn, and then you try again. I just haven't had time to try again. It should be right there. Now this is going to be a long rip. Got to throw it in the back. Give you guys a better angle here. And that was pure solid maple, some of the hardest wood around, and it ate that like nothing. It went gobble, gobble, gobble. I will say the sawdust collection is a little less to be desired. If I had to be nitpicky about this thing, that's the thing that they should work on for the next one. All right. Now we got our 2 long strips of maple here, right? We got our 2 long strips of maple, equally 1 1/4 inches wide. We got our strip of leopard wood that is also, it's a little bit more than a quarter. It's 1.5 inches wide, so it's a 1/4 inch wider, just to be a little accent piece. Now we got to figure out, let's see, Caleb Loss, what's up with this live I've been waiting for? Well, kick back and watch. I don't know, maybe throw a $1 super chat up there or something. Give it a little like or something. You know what I'm saying, Caleb? Know what I'm saying? So we got our maple. We got our leopard wood. Very simple, okay? Now we got to figure out how many of these pieces equals, let's see here. Like I said, my planer can only go 13 inches wide. So we're probably going to be going right around 12.5 inches wide on this. We'll leave this long strip here. What the hell is going on? Like, this is why I need to build a table, guys. I need to build a table around my table saw here. All right, now we got to measure, and then we'll go over to the miter saw for those, okay? So we want to measure about 12.5 inches. Because remember, the planer is only, we'll go 12 3/4, okay? So 12 3/4, because the planer is only 13 inches wide. And I chose that extra quarter, so that gives me mistake room, okay? Say you mess up an edge or something isn't quite square. Well, now you got a 1/4 inch, you got 1/8 of an inch on each side, and this way to, you know, cut it, make it square, get that blemish out of there, all that type of stuff. Say you mess up routering it. Say you really jack up routering it, right? you're at the end and now you got to router it and then you're done, right? Give yourself that quarter, half of an inch extra so that you got that leeway room in case you mess up. You can go cut that off and redo it, okay? Okay. Who do we got here? Matt at this hour. What up, Sayer? Caleb Ross sent a high five. Thank you, bub. Wow, we got 32 people watching. Amazing. All right, now we're going to go over to the miter saw. Because now we got to cut a bunch of these strips out. Let me just get them all mapped out here. What did I say? 12 3/4? Yeah. 12 3/4. Here we go. And we'll see if this isn't going to be indeed enough, or if we got to get into that second strip of maple there. And then we'll also mark our leopard wood as well. Okay. Then the last one here. Okay. All right. Now the leopard wood, also 12 3/4. All right. Nice. Let's go over to the miter. The miter, or the chop saw, whatever the hell you want to call it. Let's take you over here. I don't have an official camera, guys, so bear with me, guys. I also got to hook up the other vacuum to the freaking miter saw. Get this vacuum out of here. Bear with me, guys. You gotta remember, I'm just in my basement here with all my clutter and all my mess. Really didn't plan this out. Just figured, hey, while I'm live, might as well. I mean, while I'm doing this, might as well go live, right? Because I know Caleb asked a few times. Souls has asked a few times. So we'll give the people what they want. Try to give you guys a little bit of light here. Maybe up over here will work. I tell you what, this little Milwaukee floodlight thing is awesome for doing videos. All right, let's get this out of here. Probably should have prepped all this before I went live, but you know, it's Tool Squash. We don't plan shit around here. We just go with it, right? Eric, what are you building? I am building a cutting board. We're building a cutting board. Get the flex miter saw. Nah, this thing is the bee's knees, Sharouche. I love it. I honestly, truly love this. Before I got that table saw, this was the prized possession in my shop. I'm not saying flex is bad at all. Definitely not saying that. I'm just saying that's my prized possession right there. This is my baby right here. The DeWalt 60 volt flex volt miter saw, cordless. Yes, I got it on a Hercules stand. I got the Hercules stand for $50. Sue me. All right, let me get the other vacuum over here so that we can hook that up to the dust collection, because I hate dust everywhere. It pisses off my wife. And I'd rather just keep Christina happy, right? So we go with a little bit extra effort so that Christina stays happy. Right. There she goes. Plug her in. Did you guys see that flex table saw eat through that maple like it was pine? I mean, if that was my Milwaukee table saw, I would have had to go so slow through that. It would have made the cut, and it would have made the cut nice and clean, but it definitely would. Look at that. There's no burns. Look at. There's no burning on that cut whatsoever. None. No burning, no nothing. Completely square, too. All right, let's get the Seville shop blower out of there. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Turn you on. That's how long the strips are going to be, okay? Excess, don't ever throw away the excess. You can make a cutting board out of all of your excess wood. That's what I did with this one. This was all scrap wood. That was all scrap wood. I'll be finishing this up soon. I know it may not be everybody's cup of tea, but some people like odd stuff like this, so you got to think about what some people may want. Okay, now we'll take our leopard wood. Oh, and guys, if you're ever buying a miter saw, don't ever get a miter saw with a laser on it. It's not as accurate as you think. You always want to get a miter saw with the shadow line on it, because that's exactly where the blade is going to go. The laser, you could be off a 1/16 of an inch either way, which can mess up your whole goddamn project and make you have to redo stuff. I like it when a plan comes together. It's another piece of excess. And we're going to have to, we may have to, yeah, we're gonna have to chop up that other piece of maple. We're gonna have to chop that one up too. Because this cutting board isn't gonna be a big one like I usually do. There's smaller ones as gifts, you know what I mean? So that it's quicker and easier and all that type of stuff. Let me get my tape. How many people we got watching? Wow, we got 44 people watching, huh? What's going on in the chat? Saves, Una, I don't know what that means. Oh, my wife's here. Hi, wife. Yo, Sharush is putting one at a time out. What the hell's going on? All right, guys, play nice in the chat. Play nice in the chat. Otherwise, yes, somebody will get booted. What's up there, O'Don, the beat? What's up? We're just building the cutting board, dude. We're just building the cutting board. All right, 12 3/4. 12 3/4. 2 more should be good. It ain't gotta be perfect either, guys, because you got a lot of finish work to do after this. So the cuts don't have to be dead nut on accurate. You're going to be routing, you're going to be trimming. That's why you give yourself that little bit of extra all the way around. nice. What? What? Oh. What up, Brandon? I didn't know that was you, brother. What up? When you say what up, Brandon, let me know it's you, because I can't tell family members with your names there. I hear you're into the trades now, huh, Brandon? It's what Captain Dick's been saying. Your grandfather. That's cool, man. How long has he been working on the cutting board? Me? About what? About what, guys? 10, 15 minutes? Oh, you're an electrician? You know who you should subscribe to, Brandon? He kind of supports his channel. I support his channel. You should subscribe to Tools and Tactics. He's an electrical inspector and used to be an electrician, and he's really good with stuff, and he could probably teach you a few things. So, yeah. And like always, you're going to get a splinter in your hand. I just got one. So, let's go over here. So, whoa. Sorry, guys. Let's go over here. Okay. So that's what she's kind of looking like right now. It's got that one piece of accent wood in there. Maybe I should put, I don't know, should we put a couple of thin strips here, guys? I don't want this to be too long. That's about the length and width I want it. But honestly, once you get it all finished and you put the oil on it, it brings all that grain out and stuff. Comes out really good. Yeah, dude, it's this time. Dude, it's been snowing one day, 60 degrees the next, sleeting the next day. Then you add all the wood. I got these deviated septums and stuff like that. I struggle when there's like dust in the air and stuff. I should be wearing a mask. I got them over there too. I should be wearing one. I mean, we're not trying to build this beautiful piece of art. I'll show you one that I'm really proud of. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Like this one here, I would normally charge a couple $100 for. Like this one right here, guys, I would charge like a couple $100 for. That took a lot of work. All them thin strips. The zebra wood is not easy to work with. Okay, this is purple heartwood. That's, golly, the black wood. This is brown heart, purple heart, maple, zebra wood. God, that black wood. It's not Padauk. I can't think of the name, but that right there, I would charge a couple $100 for. But that's a lot of different exotic hardwoods. That's a lot of thin cuts. That's a lot of work right there. That's just not an easy, simple cutting board. Zebra wood, yeah, you didn't know about zebra wood? I just showed you. What's a good cheap practice wood to start with for cutting boards? Well, here's the deal, John Doe. You really can't use cheaper woods for cutting boards. They have to be a premium type hardwood so that they withstand the knife cuts and all that type of stuff. But if you're looking for cheaper type woods to start cutting boards, oak and maple. Oak and maple, without a doubt. Walnut, those are some of the cheaper options. I don't have any. I really want to do a walnut one tonight. I didn't realize I didn't have any walnut down here. I did have a lot of maple, though, so that's why we chose maple and then that one piece there. Now, me being me, I feel like something's got to be in here, right? Or maybe, I don't know. I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. That was the gist of the video. simple cutting board that anybody can make. Bada boom, right? We're going to go with that, guys. We're going to go with this, okay? And guess what? It's going to look great. This is so dumb and simple, and it's going to look great. Let me flip you guys back around here. Now, this is a very crucial part of this process, guys. Okay? Let me get the camera set up here so that you guys can see. You can see what I'm doing here. Let me point the camera down. Bear with me. All right. That's about as good as it's going to get, guys. I need to go get some parchment paper. Don't go nowhere. Let me get some light over here too, guys. I want you guys to be able to see all this. The light on it here. Did that help, guys? Can you see better now? Okay. Get the light up here. I don't want to put it there because I'm going to doink my head off of it. All right, so now we got our wood, right? These are parallel clamps. If you're going to be doing cutting boards and doing them quite frequently, I highly suggest getting parallel clamps. But I will say, when I first got started, I just used regular old squeeze clamps. It's a little bit trickier, but it can be done. And when you're clamping this down, you don't want to put excessive force on it, because then you'll get bowing and all that type of stuff. I gotta go get parchment paper. I'll be right back. Well, I guess we don't have any parchment paper, so we're just going to have to let the glue leak all over my damn clamps. All right, so you want to get these clamps opened enough and level. And you want to set up your wood with the clamps as best as you can here. You guys see that okay? All right. Let's see here. So what I do is I get them on there, right? How you want them patterned out. Remember, this is just as simple as it gets right here, guys. This is as simple as it gets. We can do another one where it gets a little bit more, you know. See how like that cut was a little bit longer? That's okay, guys, because you're going to be doing final cuts. All right. There. Another important thing. You want to make sure all your wood is almost the same size. If you got wood that's different sizes, it won't glue up right. And you'll get bowing, okay? And you think you'll be able to get it out by planing it, you won't. It will be a toothpick by the time it's flat, okay? So, that's a little tip too. You want this to be as level as possible without doing any finish work to it, okay? All right, now that we got those, how I do it is, I always put the next piece up. So see how that piece is right there? That's the end piece. You can do it however you feel comfortable. You get your glue, which I got to fill up, by the way. Let me fill it up. Doobie-doobie-doo, fill up the glue. And if you don't have one of these Rockler glue bottles, I highly suggest it. It makes glue ups that much easier, that much less of a mess. And I also highly suggest, if you're going to be doing lots of these guys, if you get into it, to get a glue brush to brush the glue on. Let me get some rags over here. We're going to need them. Let's get our lid back on our glue. Like such. Okay. Now, what you want to do is, you take your glue bottle, right? And you just put a good, healthy amount on there, right? Like such. You with me? Okay. Then you take this piece and you put another good, healthy amount on there. Like such. Okay. You take your little brushy, right? And you make sure it's on there nice and even. You want a good glue joint. You don't want... I'd rather you put too much glue on than not enough, guys. Okay? Because you want this to last. Because we're not putting any metal in this. Some guys will do dowels and stuff like that. I used to do dowels, but honestly, they're a waste of time. No need for them. And I can't see your comments right now, guys, because the light is blinding me. And I got the camera down at a certain angle so you guys can see this. So then we put this down flat. We put the two glued sides up like that. Okay, just like that. Now, I always like to wipe the excess right now because it's just that much easier once you got to do your finish work. I can't tell you, sanding off glue is one of the fucking things I hate the most about this. I hate sanding off glue. All right, good. Now that that piece is down, put a little squiggly here, like such. Like such. Spread it around. Doobie-doobie-doo. Spread it around. Get your other piece. Like such. And you just keep doing this the whole way down until they're all put together. You got about 20-25 minutes until that glue starts setting up. So there's really not that big of a rush. Make sure you do it right. Make sure you get everything lined up. Make sure you get everything flat. Same thing, little squiggles. Okay. Now, if you're worried about making a mess, this will make a mess. Put cardboard down. If you want to save your parallel clamps from getting all glued up, put some parchment paper on them. And that will save you the hassle of all the glue getting into the grooves of your parallel clamps. Like that. Good. Okay. You want to give them a little squeeze too as you're going. Give them a little squeeze together as you're going so that glue sets up in there, okay? I guess I can do this sitting down, guys. I can do this sitting down. My back's killing me. Let's see who's in there. What up, Tools with Souls? I'm not using Titebond. I'm using Gorilla Glue because it's almost gone. I do got a container of Titebond. That's the next glue bottle I'm opening. I just wanted to get rid of this Gorilla Glue first because I had so much of it. It was on sale, so I bought a lot of it when I first started. It works good. You want to get a good waterproof, water-resistant wood glue because you got to remember, this is going to be in a kitchen. There's going to be water on it. They're going to want to wash it, all that type of stuff. But yes, Titebond is probably the better glue. Okay. It's very simple, guys. Like, this stuff is so simple. Now, when you start getting into more kind of exotic patterns and exotic woods, it does get a little bit more difficult. When you got to make thinner cuts and thinner strips, it gets a little bit more difficult. You got to learn how to use your tools differently and all that type of stuff. Just like anything else, though, you'll learn and it becomes second nature. See how much glue I'm using? I'd rather put too much on than not enough, guys. Boop. This is about as simple of a cutting board as you can get right here, guys. Anybody can do this. Anybody can do it. You don't have to have big, expensive tools like I do. You can get a cheap track saw or a circular saw with a straight edge and use that to do this. You can go get that Vevor track saw. That was like 80 bucks. That I use all the time. I use that thing all the time. You don't have to have parallel clamps. Like I explained, you can get away with squeeze clamps. I did for like the first 6 months of doing this. It can be a little bit more tedious, but it is possible. All right, give it a little squeeze just so everything's in there. Now, a board or two may end up rising on you a little bit. If that happens, you get another piece of like junk wood. You put parchment paper on top of your workpiece. You put that junk piece of wood on top of the parchment paper, and then you use another clamp to squeeze it down so that this is all level. But I pre-planed all this stuff so that it's exactly the same size width, guys. So we won't have that issue with this, okay? All right, last piece here, and then we'll glue them up. I don't need it. I'm done.
Well, I told you to wait.
I can't wait, Christina. I got people watching. All right, last one here, guys. Now, this is so simple. I think the materials, the wood and the glue and all that type of stuff, maybe cost me 20, 30 bucks, right? I would probably charge 100 bucks for this cutting board. If I knew you, maybe 75. But whoever gets this cutting board is going to have a cutting board that literally lasts forever and will be better than any other stupid plastic or dumb cutting board you can buy at Walmart for 30 or 40 bucks. You'll get way more enjoyment out of it. And in a lot of cases, they are a piece of art. Okay? I know some people, I make these cutting boards for them. Maybe I should put another strip of... Should I put another strip of leopard here, guys? Let me know real quick, because I'm running out of time here to get these clamped up. Squatch, talk to you soon. Oh, Mrs. Squatch. Christina, if electric is so dangerous, then how can Cooch do it? Yeah, fix it, Jimmy. Something 75, 100 bucks for something like this. Should we put another, like, a smaller strip of leopard wood here? Or should we leave it the way it is? Do it. Okay, because we got the leopard here. All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. Let me see. What do we got here? Let me chop this up real quick, guys, and we'll do it up. We'll do a smaller strip. Okay. Tell you what, that table saw cuts like a dream. What do you think, guys? That? I think that looks good, right? A smaller strip down there? Yeah? Yeah, I like it too. Okay, let me cut this length. See here, I don't want to get glue on this, so we are going 12 3/4. What did I do with my Sharpie? Damn it. And another thing, guys, when you're doing these, you want to make sure, see how that has a crack in the wood there? You don't want to use that because you're going to have to patch that up later. Fuck that. Let me see, 12 3/4, right about there. Okay. All right, last piece here, guys. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I think it adds a little bit more pizzazz to it without doing that much work. Okay, good. You want to make sure them boards are as flat as possible. Otherwise, your planing later is going to be hella not nice. Like when I first started off, I used to use too much pressure on the clamps and the wood would bow a little bit overnight while the glue was drying. And it would be bowed and I would have to fucking... Yeah. It would be bowed and I would have to plane it, thinking it's going to take it out. And it almost never did. And then I wised up and didn't use that much pressure on the clamps. You don't need a lot of pressure on the clamps. It's just meant to keep everything in place and everything tightened up and butted up against each other while it dries. Okay, guys? All right. There. All right. Good. All right. Now let's get your clamps. Move this out a little. Okay, good. Okay, good. Make sure you got everything lined up like you like it. And then you just give it a little clampy-do. You don't need to have excessive pressure, just until, see how that glue's starting to... Because you don't want this to bow out over here. You want this to stay nice and flat. But you also want enough pressure to where that glue is looking pretty flat to me there. Yep, that's looking good. So that's good. Okay, like that. I always give it a little wipe because I hate cleaning up glue afterwards. I'd rather clean it up now and have less finish work to do. If you got glue caked all over it, it can just, I don't know, I just don't like, I'd rather clean it up now. Now, I also take a couple of squeezers. Like such. And get the middle. Okay. All right. It's pretty flat. It's not bowed. And then the planer will definitely give it that complete 100% flatness to it. That looks good. I also try to wipe the crap off my clamps down here, because once you get a bunch of glue all over your clamps, it don't really come off of these Bremen ones. I heard that if you get like Bessie's, it chips right off. But I ain't got the money nor the want to spend $70 on a fucking 2-foot long parallel clamp. It's a clamp, for Christ's sakes. If I was doing this professionally every day, yes, I would. But just doing it like that. So there. Just like that. I mean, if you're if you're really worried about it, if you're really worried about it, and you want to just make sure it's even pressure all the way through, you can, you know, get a couple more squeezies. Just to be on the safe side. If you want to. It's not really necessary. But there. There. All right. Oh, camera down. There. I got shut off this light. It's hurting my eyes. Glue on the cardboard doesn't matter. Nope. That's why I got cardboard down. It's perfect. Sand and plane to the end for now. It's awesome. Yep. So let this sit overnight. Some people say you can work with it within 4 or 5 hours. I don't like that. I want to make sure the joints are completely cured. I don't even want to mess with this until around 8 or 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Okay? We'll take it out of the clamps tomorrow night. We'll run it through the planer. We'll get it nice and flat. And then the finish work. Rounding off the edges. What type of edge do you want to put on it? Some people put chamfers. Some people put roundovers. Some people put decorative stuff. I just do a simple roundover. I don't try to get too fancy with it. And then obviously sanding it, okay? And then before you apply the oil finish to it, mineral oil finish to it, you want to spray it with a little bit of water. One, that pops the grain a little bit, makes it look awesome. And two, it helps the oil absorb into the pores. That oil is there to protect it and to protect it from, like, you know, like nasties growing inside of it and getting moldy and all that type of stuff, okay? Now, I will say you'll probably have to put on a couple of coats of oil, and then every few months you got to reapply another coat because they will get dried up. They're wood. They absorb stuff. If water gets in there, that type of stuff, it dries out because of the chemicals and stuff in our water. So I tell people every few months, give it a nice light coat of the mineral oil, and this thing will last you a lifetime. Trim router things? Yeah, I use this one. This is the one I like the most. This is the trim router I like the most. My Milwaukee. That's my favorite trim router. That's the one I'll be using. That's the one I'm most comfortable with. The one I feel I have the most control over. Because that's what you want when you're routing stuff. You want to make sure you got control. Because you don't want that piece getting messed up. You know what I mean? But if it does get messed up, we got the access to be able to do that. So, yes. Now, technically, I could. We'll leave it. It's fine. I'm kind of anal about this shit. I don't like glue getting on my tools. I'm anal about it. I don't like glue getting on my damn clamps. That's why my tools always look fucking new, because I'm anal about it. I don't know. Make sure we got enough pressure everywhere. All right. That's it. So how simple was that, guys? We haven't even been on an hour, and I talked for the first 15 minutes. So in about a half hour, and honestly, I was moving the camera around. Honestly, this could have got done in 20 minutes, okay? So if you're looking to get a gift for somebody who is hard to buy for, this is an awesome gift for somebody because you made it. They'll always love it because you made it. And it's something that will be used time and time again. It's going to be a usable gift, okay? So if you don't want to buy one of these for like $75, $100 from a woodworker, go get out your Sawzall. Go get out your skill saw. Get a straight edge. Start ripping boards. Start gluing up. And another thing too, when you want to make sure your boards are all square before you glue them up. Okay? If they're off on an angle here or there, guess what's going to happen over time? The board's going to come apart because when you glued it together and you put the pressure on it, now all the boards are kind of like bowed together. That's not good for the joint, okay? And over time, it will come apart. So you always want to make sure everything's square before you glue it up. I know it's square because I just squared everything up last night when I got the table saw. All right, Brandon, what are you asking there? What kind of wood is the lighter one? That is maple, Brandon. Maple. Maple, you can get it at any home improvement store or any lumber yard. That's why I chose maple, because anybody can go pick up maple or oak at Home Depot, Lowe's for fairly cheap. I think this is about $25, $30 worth of wood. Okay. A couple of bucks of glue. If you already got clamps. That's what I'm saying. You can make a nice gift for somebody for under $50 and you made it and all that type of stuff. Can you imagine trying to do that with a Sawzall? It would be abstract art. Yeah, I know, right? It's funny you say that, John Doe. It's funny you say that. Because I got a piece of teak right over here that I haven't figured out what I want to do with it yet. I got a piece of teak right here. A big piece of teak. I've been wanting to try and cut it up and use it for something, but I just haven't figured it out yet. Peach and walnut make such beautiful boards. Yes, walnut also makes very nice boards. Walnut, maple, oak, the basic hardwoods. You know what's a really beautiful color is that orange wood. It's Paduk, I think it's called, or Paddock or something, whatever the hell it's called. Those make really pretty boards too when you mix it with a lighter color like maple. So there you have it, guys. I'm glad you guys all came and watched at midnight me make a cutting board. Maybe I'll do this more often. You guys want to watch the finishing part tomorrow? What should I use for my bathroom cabinets? That's kind of up to you. Whatever your eye likes. I mean, whatever your eye likes. Yeah, if you're not painting them or that type of thing, yeah. I was literally watching videos on cutting boards yesterday. Yep, and guys, this is the most simple cutting board you can make. Like, this is like easy stuff right here. This is stuff anybody can do, all right? This isn't a drastic design or anything like that where you got to chop this up 12 times and move the pieces around and re-glue it 13 times. And I do want to try one of those, though. I really do. Yeah, that guy who was calling her Olga, I don't even know what the hell Olga is. I just knew it meant something nasty. And then Christina told me what it was, and I wanted to go beat the living, you know what, out of that guy. Mark, I don't know. I'm not a cabinet maker. You know what I mean? If I were making cabinets, I would want them to be out of a wood that was very sturdy and very hard and resistant to nicks and dings and all that type of stuff. I wouldn't want to use a really soft wood. Do you buy more exotic woods from local supplier or online? I buy them from Rockler. We got a Rockler store about 15 minutes away from here. And they got all the exotic woods you want. They got this leopard wood, they got canary, they got purple heart, brown heart, yellow heart, Brazilian rosewood, which is a beautiful wood. Very expensive though, very expensive. Walnuts, maple, soft curly maple, golly, Padauk, zebra wood, bellwood. I mean, the list goes on and on. Cherry. Cherry's another good cutting board wood. Cherry is a very good cutting board wood, and it is absolutely beautiful once you're done with it. Maybe one day, Eric, maybe one day we'll try doing floating shelves. We could give it a whirl. Yeah, I don't know if I would recommend cedar for this type of stuff. You can do it, obviously. You can do anything you want. But when you're a cutting board is, you're going to be, it's going to get wet. It's going to get stuff on it. People are going to use it, cut on it, all that type of stuff. You really don't want bacteria and all that type of stuff getting in there. Yeah. I agree, Sayer. I agree. Good to line closets. Very good to line closets. Yeah, it makes everything smell nice. I love cedar. I love the way it smells. Yeah. I tell you what, Souls should have been an exterminator, man. He's got all the tricks to kill all the bugs and all the mice. Yo, did y'all see how that fucking table saw sliced through that hard ass maple like it was nothing? Did you see that? It cut, and that's with a stock blade on it. That's with a stock blade on it. It just, I had no worries about pushing it faster through the saw. Where the Milwaukee one, I would have had to go slower. And when you go slower, guess what happens? Your wood burns. I hate it when the wood would burn. I would hate it. Did you guys like this? Let me know if you guys like this or not. If you guys like this, I'll do more of this stuff. I mean, I know we are a tool review channel, but I can do stuff like this. We can even do different type cutting boards and all that type of stuff. Soul says do more of this. This was good and interesting. That's why I want a 6,000 RPM saw. Yeah, I guess you guys liked it, huh? But wait till you see it finish, guys. Like, this is just the beginning stages right here, and you can kind of see what it's eventually going to kind of look like. Once you put that oil on it, it becomes a completely different board. It changes the whole dynamic of it. The whole dynamic. This is good content. Do more. I can make abstract art. Josh can make actual pieces. Start calling you Project Squatch. I don't know if I want to bring this into... Listen, guys, I'm not that big of a woodworker, you know, to where we can take this channel and kind of flip it into more of a woodworking channel. I just do small stuff. I don't build cabinets. I don't have the tools to do that stuff. I do have the tools to do that stuff, but it would be hard to do that stuff with the tools I have. Even though that flex saw is an upgrade from my Milwaukee one, I still feel I would need a bigger saw, able to really slice through big sheet goods and all that type of stuff constantly if I was going to start making furniture. I can make small pieces of furniture, like little tables, you know, little stools, that type of stuff, like a place to put your, you know, like shoe racks and all that type of stuff. I've made plenty of what do you call them, stovetop covers. You know, you make the stovetop cover, it sits on your stove, so that way it gives you more counter space. So you can actually set stuff on top of your stove when you're not using it and use it as counter space. People that live in apartments and stuff like that love those because they don't have a lot of counter space. I've made a bunch of those, coasters, that type of stuff. So I'm not that knowledgeable in woodworking to turn this into some type of woodworking channel. But maybe one day. Maybe one day, the more and more I get into it. We are going to build a house in Tennessee one day. It's going to happen. With bamboo? I don't even, where do you even get bamboo from?
Home Depot.
No, they don't. They got bamboo at Home Depot. I ain't never seen it. And I also wasn't looking for it.
In that section that's got like the 2x3 feet sheet of wood. Somebody wanted to know what oil you use.
Right here. Cutting board oil. Right there. They sell it at Lowe's, Home Depot, any type of woodworking store like Rockler and what's the other one? I can't think of it. Maybe it's called Woodworks or something. I don't know. I can't think of the name of it. You can also use board butter, they call it. There's all kinds of different stuff you can use. That's just what I use. You can use this, let this soak into the wood after a couple of coats, and then get board butter, and almost like you're waxing your car with the board butter, and then let it get nice and shiny, and then rub off the excess. So you can do that too. There's plenty of different ways to finish a cutting board. Yeah, it's mineral oil with different stuff in it. Yeah. Tongue oil, yep, you can use that too. Yep, there's plenty of different ways to skin this cat. Yeah, what Souls just said is basically the same thing I just said. The board butter is a beeswax base product that you rub into it. I've never used it yet. Maybe I'll, you know what? Maybe I'll head to Rockler Mill and get board butter, and we'll give it a try on this one. We'll see what it does. Sayer said coconut oil? Yeah, I could see that. I got plenty of coconut oil. But I don't, when you're using coconut oil, then now that coconut taste and flavor will be transferred to somebody's food. And there's allergies out there and all that type of stuff. If you're doing it for you and somebody that you know, that's a different story. But when you're doing it for customers, you know, you don't want to kill them with an allergy because you use coconut oil on their board. The Swedish use coconut oil and has no flavor or scent, and it's antibacterial. I know all about coconut oil. I feed it to my dogs. The dogs get coconut oil all the time so that it hydrates their skin, it keeps their coats nice and shiny. They get coconut oil all the time. I thought about showing everyone how we used to make our own glue. Yeah. I don't think I'm ever going to get into making my own glue. I'm just going to be honest with you. I ain't got the time. I barely got the time to do this, let alone make my own glue. Cheeseburger. How much did that Flex Volt miter saw cost you? Is it a 12-inch blade? Yep. It's a 12-inch blade, and I got it on sale for $4.99. It was like $200 off this summer. And I jumped on it. No, I didn't really jump on it. I'm going to be honest with you. I went back and forth with Souls for like an hour while I stood in Home Depot. I had the rigid one in the cart, took it out, put the DeWalt one in the cart, took that out, put the Flex one in the cart, took that out. I was doing musical chairs with freaking heavy 12-inch miter saws for like an hour and a half just talking to Souls about it. And I love it, by the way. That before the new table saw got here, that was the pride and joy of my downstairs den, tool show, tool squatch, wood shop, basement. Nice, Kansas. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, guys. Well, we've been an hour and 11 minutes here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. But now we got to wait for this to dry till tomorrow. So, I guess listen to this. After Souls and Tactics is done, tune in over here. We'll go live and we'll finish this up tomorrow. How's that sound, guys? You guys want to do that? After Souls and Tactics is done with their show tomorrow, we'll go live and we'll finish this bad boy up. What up, LFL? You're coming in at the end here. What up, brother? And then we're going to engrave this, too. We're going to engrave this. I think this one's going to go to Nadine, Christina's cousin's wife. And I think we're going to engrave something special on it for her because she is a new mom. Maybe we'll do some type of mom phrase on it or whatever. But yeah, we'll give it a nice little touch with the laser engraver. I tell you what, laser engraver is a game changer. I can do so much cool stuff that, that customers, they see it when you do it and they absolutely love it because it's that little extra touch that you put onto your work. And they really do appreciate it. I do woodworking, Easton. I do cutting boards too. Looking awesome. Thanks, brother. Thanks. All right, guys. We got to get out of here because I got to make a couple of videos before I hit the sack. 8 o'clock in the morning comes early. And I will see everybody back here tomorrow night so that we can finish up this cutting board with the leopard wood and the maple. We'll finish this up after Tools with Souls and Tools and Tactics show is done. We'll go live 5 or 10 minutes after that. So it'll give you a little time to go to the bathroom, do whatever you got to do, and then come back and hang out with us and finish what we started. All right, guys? Thanks for tuning in, guys. I thought this was really cool, and I really enjoyed this. I could see myself doing this more. So thanks for coming in, guys. See you guys tomorrow.